She drains him of everything, and she
You know who would
takes.
have drained it? You know who would have drained him good? Diddy at one of those
I
freak
know.
offs, dude. Would have drained him real good, dude. He would have made sure he got every ounce, no ounce left I don't know, drank. What do they do with that stuff over there? I don't know. They probably drank it, dude. I don't know. What's up, everybody? Coming at you on this fine Thursday that is off for us, right? You'll notice that typically read the bar, read the CNN thing scrolling past every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Time, Friday, 10:30 p.m. Central Time. If there's an exception, we always let you know in advance, and that is today. So Todd's got some arrangements going on tomorrow, our normal
Yeah.
recording day. Same thing with next week. I'm just going to put it out there. We have to only record one time because Todd's got plans. He's going to take his Diddy lover, his male lover, to a Judas Priest concert. That's amazing. I wish I could go.
We're going to a
Uh,
freak off. What are you talking about?
he's going to go to a freak off, which
Hey, Rob Halford is the star of the freak off.
Yeah, and then, on Friday, I am gonna go take my wife, my very straight wife, uh, my no, I'm just kidding. My wife to see, The Dice Man. So
Yeah.
we just both happen to have these plans on the days we record. So we're gonna record next week, and it's either gonna be on Tuesday or Thursday. I'm waiting for Todd to just kinda pick a day. I can do whatever, and it's gonna be Bordello Blood. We're knocking out Demon Knight, if you can't read right now, Bordello next week, which is very exciting because Riverman always gets really, really amped up for anything Feldman.
Oh, absolutely.
So wow. So I want to say hi to everybody in the chat really quick. What's up, Thomas Rowan? Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Douglas Janusk. I don't know if it's Janusk or Januske, but I just say Janusk. Thomas, what? Sadly, not on Peacock, by the way. That explains why physical media is more important than ever these days. Yeah, I know for sure. I was letting everybody know before we started recording. This is a Universal property, so
Universal
it is.
stars. So if you have stars, anything, it'll be on there.
Yeah, it's just not obtainable for us to share links with this one. It's just one of those tough ones. So, we're watching our copies that we have. We're gonna go ahead and get it queued up. So where I'm at on the film is right as the Universal
Yep.
Earth is is coming up. All right.
Mine too.
So we're not gonna beat around the bush. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah. Well, Douglas, I still don't own the, Blu-ray shout title of this because I'm just waiting out for the 4K. A 4K is gonna get announced. And
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't announced this year because, Death Becomes Her, they're pumping out all these Halloween October titles that are getting reprinted on 4K, and I was shocked this wasn't one of them, but it's just only a matter of time. But and I don't know. I just know I'm not gonna buy either one of them. It would be dumb to bu unless you don't care about that stuff. I guess you don't have to care about the fidelity stuff that much, but if you're big into 4K, I think you'd be foolish to buy any Blu-rays at this point from, like, Shout.
Yeah, and I don't own that Blu-ray either. I was kind of holding out for it as well because a lot of those titles, like
It's it's taking it's
I
taking
never
its
got
sweet
around.
time.
Yeah, I never got around to getting the Blu-ray, so I'm just like, just wait. And if it doesn't come out, then I can always buy the Blu-ray for $5 later on. So
Yeah. Yeah, and right now the Blu-ray is still, like, 20 bucks.
yeah,
Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead. I was trying to figure out if I wanted the volume up for this or not on my end. I think I tend to, like, focus better when there's no volume personally.
Mine too. Yeah, I'm.
So and I know this movie pretty well. I got it rewatched here just a few minutes, actually, like, an hour ago, so I am up to speed, baby. Yeah, Douglas, forgots this opens up with a Tales from the Crypt opening. That's something I was gonna say. Unlike, other properties that started off as TV and they got so big that they became a movie and they got real franchised out. I always think of something like the Power Rangers. When they made a movie for the Power Rangers, they had to make it very different from the TV show because the TV show used a lot of Japanese footage and it had like the cheap spandex costumes. They upped the production a little bit with the costumes. It had a different look. They gave them different everything. Aesthetically, it was very identifiable as a movie. This is not. This is basically a episode of the TV show that is, a little longer, right? So because this movie's about 90 minutes, if you consider that it's got these bookend segments just like the TV show, the movie might be an hour and 25 minutes, like the actual movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It's pretty quick.
yeah, so it's it's probably about the size of 2 and a half. Oh, I don't know. I guess Tales from the Crypt is about 25 minutes with the buffers. So I guess technically this is probably 3 episodes of Tales from the Crypt crammed together.
None.
I rented this back in the
Yeah,
90s,
I
and
did too.
I would really quick. We just got done recording episode 1 and 2 of Tales from the Crypt because we're going to go through that series just like we are Tales from the Dark Side. And as I was mentioning on that recording, I this was actually more accessible to me than the TV show back then, because back then it's like you had to have HBO to watch this kind of content. And so when the movie came out, we rented movies. We rented horror movies at the local mom and pop. So you couldn't rent a TV series on video back then, really. And I mean, there was like off-ball stuff. They used to put VHSs like 1 or 2 episodes of a TV show on there sometimes, but with that exception, you couldn't. So technically this was more accessible. And also I want to notice before I get there, this intro, man, also features the cliche that I was talking about when we were doing the first 2 episodes.
Yep.
It's got a woman talking about she killed her husband. She's talking to her lover on the phone, and we look forward to we're going to spend that money. That's always like a running thing in these Tales from the Crypts episodes. There's so many of the whole "I killed my spouse for inheritance" type of thing, or insurance money. And man, does she have a great rack. You know a mile away that chicks like this, and there's gonna be a scene later with Dick Miller, surrounded by all these chicks at like the tiki bar. They're just casting a lot of porn stars or maybe like Playboy bunnies or something. John Larroquette, classic, aka the voice, the narrator from Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Night
Richie
Court Dan.
Rich.
Yeah, dude, I was watching this with the wife, and she got sucked. She didn't know any better. She's like, "Oh, this is creepy." Like, "Oh, what is that? Ooh, it's fucked up." And then when it's John the Request, and then all of a sudden you see the Crypt Keeper come out of the director's chair. She has no context. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, she hasn't. She's never seen Tales from the Crypt, dude. So I guess this buffer's a little bit bigger than what you would get in the TV show. Like a little bit more robust, but not too much. It's just like it's 3 times bigger, just like the actual source.
So this wasn't adapted from the EC Comics. The script is written in 1987, 2 years prior to the HBO series debut. This first intended to be made into a film directed by Tom Holland, who planned to shoot it as a follow up to Child's Play.
Yeah, and there's also been I don't know. Can you tell me, is this story actually based on a comic?
That's why I just said it's not.
It's not. That's what you said? Yeah,
Yeah.
because there was all sorts that's what I understood, is that they would just they just picked from the blacklist in
Yeah.
Hollywood, like, "Oh, we can make this a Tales from the Crypt. We can make this a Tales from the Crypt." That's what's really cool about Tales from the Crypt, because you could just take any sort of horror movie and bookend it with the Crypt Keeper stuff. But and I've said this too before, one of my favorite movies as a kid, Todd hates it. It's I used to be confirmed. Now I see people fighting it, but what I had always heard is that Death Becomes Her was intended to be a Tales from the Crypt movie, which makes total sense because it is very much like Tales from the Crypt, and it's got Zemeckis directing it, and Zemeckis is, a producer on this. He wrote and directed some of the series along with Joel Silver, et cetera, and Walter Hill, and all that stuff. So I choose to believe Death Becomes Her was a Tales from the Crypt movie,
It
but
could have been. I mean, it looks like it could have been. Absolutely.
it's got that black comedy kind of like kooky horror thing about it. Like, it's not too scary or nothing. Like, this isn't scary. It's just kind of hammy. But that would have felt more like a movie because it had Goldie Hawn, it had Bruce Willis, and it had, Meryl Streep. It had more of that star power behind it, which I'm not saying that those stars haven't made appearances in the show, but this is way more just like the show because you got William Sadler, you've got Dick Miller. All these people are people that would have been in the show. These are total like TV
Yeah.
show actors, right? And even Thomas Hayden Church, who back in the day, he was Lowell on Wings. Billy Zane, for fucking crying out loud. But with that said, I think the cast is stellar in this. They're really, really
Oh,
entertaining.
there. Yeah. William Sadler, Thomas Hayden Church is great. Um,
Billy
Jada
Zane.
Pinkett. I mean,
Yeah, nobody likes her. Come on, let's be honest. She's like the weak link in the movie. I hate
I
her.
think I think she's okay in this because I usually can't stand her, but I mean, this is their
No,
first
I mean,
movie, isn't it?
the movie's too good to where you don't let that one, casting hurt you, and I'm not being jaded by everybody's perception of her now, right? Because this came out, like, wasn't she still dating Tupac? I don't know, maybe back
Probably,
then.
yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? Like, this is before she became, like, the chick that we all hate in the media, or, that's got that whatever, she's got not a great image, but even back when we rented this in the '90s, I didn't her performance was a little off, but, the movie's great. I got no qualms about it. We rented this, and, man, dude, talk about being, like, in the 4th grade, 95, in the 4th grade, and watching the intro of this movie and seeing that big jugs, dude. I was a happy camper, dude. I was
Oh,
a
yeah,
happy
there's a lot of that in this movie, yeah.
and you get like you said, you're gonna get that Dick Miller scene because Billy Zane's gonna end up going like Freddy Krueger on all of them, like trying to get in their heads and their psyche. And Dick Miller has a straight up like nightmare sequence where he's like in a tiki bar and there's just like Playboy bunnies all over the place with his giant jugs. And man, we sure ran out of Jergens that weekend. Let me tell you what. No, not really. I wasn't doing that in the 4th grade. Anyway, so the story is pretty simple. Just like an episode, man. There's not really a whole lot of setup. We get right into the action. You got William Sadler, who was on the lam. He's on the run. He's being chased by Billy Zane. We don't know what's up yet, but they crash out, and all we know is that William Sadler, he's got these weird tattoos on his hands, and right now he's got to get a new ride. So he's approaching this diner, and he is going to try and jack a car. And this car belongs to somebody that's friends with Thomas Hayden Church. And you're about to see the Pancakes Kid. It's not really the Pancakes
What
Kid. It's just
what is he in?
who?
That kid, what else is he in?
I don't know. It just made me think of the kid from Cabin Fever. Pancakes. It's not. I don't know what he's in.
I've seen him before in something else, I'm pretty sure.
He kind of looks like Chucky, dude. Like a real human.
He
Like he's
does,
got he's got like
yeah,
those Chucky features where he's got like those angry eyebrows, dude.
yeah.
If you put like a fried red wig on him, dude, he would look like Charles Chucky.
So
He's gonna buy him off with a quarter.
this movie had a budget of 12,000,000. It made 21,000,000 in the box office.
And I'd be, which I wonder how much the budget was for the TV show at this point,
That's a
because
good question, I don't know.
this is obviously peak, like this is well into the run on TV, right? So
Yeah,
we're probably late middle of the series. Let me see here. Aaron's not
95?
gonna be jaded. Got it. No, I'm not gonna be jaded, dude. You know me. You know me. We heard what you said, Aaron. He's coming. Yeah, he's coming. Dick Miller, dude. Dick Miller's awesome, and yeah, like there's nothing very Hollywood about this cast. There's nothing like I don't know. You just think that maybe they would have went all out with somebody bigger. I'm not complaining. I just don't feel like this movie stands out or stands apart from the TV series because even the production value. I mean, if the only thing that makes it maybe kind of look different is because this actually has like a high def release and the series doesn't. But production value, it really doesn't. Does it really look that different from like the 1995 season of Tales from the Crypt?
No, no,
No,
not
it
really.
really doesn't. I mean, it's not a bad thing though.
And this is, of course, Ernest Dickerson directed this film. I mean, he's directed some great films. One of my personal favorites, one of the greatest films of all time, Surviving the Game, as
Okay,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he did that one. He did Bulletproof. He did Blind Faith, Bones. There you go, Aaron.
Oh, he did Bulletproof, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Never
the
Die
lost
Alone. Juice. Tupac movie,
juice.
maybe.
You got the juice, man.
Yeah.
So we're getting Billy Zane talking, I think, for the first time. These officers are investigating the scene. Billy Zane's walking out of the wreckage unscathed, and he's letting him know, "Hey, I'm on the hunt for this guy. He's got something that belongs to me." And these cops are just going along with it for some reason. Like, you know what I mean? They're kind of pushovers. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the older of the two cops is that not the cop from Wayne's World? I certainly smell pork product of some sort. It looks a lot like
Uh, I don't think it is, but I know you're
he
talking
looks
about.
very similar to
It
that guy.
does.
Probably like
Absolutely.
O'Malley or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But this is actually, it's kind of reminds me of the Titty Twister, dude, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Because it's like this weird building that looks like it really wouldn't exist in real life. You could tell it almost doesn't even look real, like it's animated, and it's in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of a desert somewhere.
And
Like who it
you got the lady from Airheads behind the desk again I'm surprised she's not playing her, Game Gear.
Wait, that's her?
Isn't it?
Oh, you're talking about CCH Pounder.
Isn't that her?
I don't you're talking about the black woman.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe okay, I was focused on the young girl. So, CCH Pounder, she has the greatest name in all of, cinema,
that is
and that's her name, CCH Pounder, and on the credits list, she's right below Dick Miller, and if you blend their names together, it's Dick Pounder. It's funny, dude. I always see that, I'm like, "Oh, if you just moved it up one notch, he'd be Dick Pounder." It's just why? I guess you don't pound the dick, but I guess you pound the Vaj, but,
Okay, let me CCH Pounder. I'm pretty sure that's her, isn't it? Let me look. Let me see what
it
she's
could
been
be.
in.
It probably is. It could be. I wasn't doubting you. I thought you were talking about the younger chick, and I was thinking about the blonde in Airheads at first, but CCH Pounder is a huge character actor. She's been in so much stuff, and she's a great actress.
Yeah.
She kinda reminds me of the female equivalent to Miles Dyson, that actor, like they could be siblings,
Mhm.
you know? "A Harley, European style."
I don't know
Actually,
how long I
that
can hold this.
that guy I'm sorry, that's terrible. The guy that I just quoted was from, House Guest, and he looks just like he looks like Miles Dyson's brother. That actor, remember his friend, like, "A Harley, European
Oh, yeah,
style?
yeah,
I
yeah.
asked for a Harley. What the hell is this?" And he looks so much like Miles Dyson. I don't know, they remind me of each other.
She was in Quantum Leap. I didn't know that.
Who? CCH Pounder? Yeah.
Yeah.
CCH Pounder is also the radio host
No,
in
she's
Psycho
Psycho
4.
4. That's
Psycho
where
4.
she's from.
Yeah,
She's not from
she's the radio host in Psycho 4. She's been in all kinds of stuff. I mean, you don't have to waste your time going through her whole film. She's in tons of stuff. This is a who's who of character actors. So, uh right now William Sadler, who is going by the name Smith, that's not his real name. He stopped off it's like an extended stay motel
Yep.
that seemingly just has like 5 or 6 tenants. They're a motley bunch, and it's kind of like the Bates Motel. It just feels like it's like out of nowhere, out in the middle of the sticks. And he got led there by a drunken Dick Miller in an alley. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Like, okay, whatever. And so we have Dick Miller. I don't really know what Dick Miller's background is. He's just a drunk. You have this chick, she's the prostitute that lives there, and they're all cool with it.
Mhm.
Like, that's just she just stays at the extended stay, and, I don't know, it kinda just feels like she fucks the people that are here. I don't there's no clients that are coming. I guess Lowell,
The Postal
Thomas
Man has
Hayden
a crush on her right there.
well, Thomas Hayden Church, it's not implied necessarily that he lives here.
Mm.
They never actually say for sure, but he is coming there to fuck her. But yeah, so Charles Fleischer has a crust on her. Charles Fleischer is a comedian, and he played Roger Rabbit.
Mhm.
That's Charles Fleischer. He's a really ugly motherfucker, not to be mean. He's really goofy looking, but he plays the part well. He plays a postal worker that just got fired today, and so he's down on his luck. The post office doesn't pay well enough to have your own place. I don't understand why the people that we don't know their backstories.
I
I
have
mean, I
no
guess he
idea.
could. I don't know. CCH Pounder, I guess, pays the bills with like 5 tenants, and you know, William Sadler came in there, said, "Hey, look, I'm looking to stay." She doesn't take she only takes, people that, she doesn't take short-term stays, but he
Yeah.
hands her a crisp $100 bill like Bozo the Clown,
He
and she's like, "I can't."
pulls out his wad, dude.
Yeah, he gives her like a crisp $100 bill, and she's like, "I can't make exceptions." I'm like, $100?
I know.
Jeez. I wanna stay there, dude. It looks great, dude. This looks like a frat house. It doesn't even feel like a hotel. It feels like you got this motley crew. It's like almost like a hostel.
And then
That's
you
the
have
way it
the
was.
ex-con Jada Pinkett making you meals and everything like that.
Yeah, it's, not a halfway house, like work release. She's
Yeah.
working there as part of the work release program, and they got her just being like the yeah, housemaid, dude. She's doing everything. You got William Sadler here just eating some green cum, and he puts ketchup in it, and he's mixing it. And that's the gruel that Jada's feeding everybody. I don't understand it. Like,
Prison
what is it
food,
supposed to
dude.
be? I guess that's what it's supposed to imply, but it literally looks like he was eating like baby shit, and he's putting ketchup on it, and he's just going ham on it. But
We got the Village Bicycle here.
Will heard what I said. He's gonna come and get me. Will Sadler's not gonna get me, man. He's the Demon Knight, man. He's gonna protect me. Look at this dude. Look at this filthy slut laying on the table, like, you want dessert after? And then we get the easiest line of all cinema, CCH Pounder, like, get that
Yeah,
pussy off the table.
yeah.
I was talking about the cat. It's just like
Mhm, yeah.
I like how they're just like so cool with the whore. Like, oh, she's the whore. I love
Hey,
it.
she's paying the rent, that's all that matters.
I guess so. I don't know, but she's bringing in tenants. And now, if she got a cut, like, hey, you can bring in tenants as long as they pay too, like as a guest. But I don't
Does
know.
church have to pay? Or is uh, does,
We
Thomas Hayden Church have to pay?
Thomas Hayden Church. Oh God, Mendoza. What the hell? This is not Diddy's freak party in here, dude. He's calling you daddy, River man. How's
Oh,
that make you feel?
Jesus. Not a freak off. What?
It's, he's gonna fuck your ass, daddy. Fuck my ass, daddy. It's so terrible, dude. Anyway, yeah. So Thomas Hayden Church, he could live here. We don't know. I mean, I don't know. So we saw him when he got caught stealing the car. Thomas Hayden Church comes out, and he's like, they don't bother chasing after him. Like, he's gone.
Yeah.
But he's here to get his nipples hooked up to a car battery and get his freak on. Hey, just there we go, full circle. It's a freak party. When you think about like prostitutes and hotels, usually I don't know, man. Like, don't you usually think of like the Florida Project? You ever seen that movie with Willem Dafoe where it's like that cheap motel, and it's like
No.
you access your room from the outside, like a cheap motel.
Oh, yeah, you think of those, yeah.
They're like hanging out in the lobby, and it's just big common place. It's a big common area.
Well, it's
And
like
look,
Las Vegas, dude.
it's an open floor plan. Like, you can see she's gonna be pounding him, and she's gonna, or not him
That
first, and they're gonna be all hearing it while they're eating. Like,
well, they
oh,
did that earlier because doesn't a cop walk by or somebody walks by and
I don't know. They're gonna be like, oh, he's really holding on tonight. Just like, okay. Oh, you've never seen the Florida Project?
no, I need to
That was a
watch
great
that.
it was an indie film that came out like 3, 4 years ago, and Willem Dafoe got nominated for, at least nominated, I don't know if he won, for an Oscar, and it's a really cool little film, man. It's basically about and I can relate to this because I've worked in a tourist town. It focuses on the people that live in Orlando, but that are residents there. And
Yeah.
it's like all these people associate Orlando with this happy place and Disney World and vacation, but there's people that make those dreams for other people come true, and it's the people that live there, and they're all poor. It's not the rich people that can afford to Disneyland. It's the people that are cleaning up the shitty motels, and they're living in the motels. And that's kind of how like Branson, Missouri was.
It's like Las Vegas to an extent.
Yeah, yeah, and so it focuses on these, like, kids and stuff that are living in this shitty, like, Motel 6 type place, and Willem Dafoe is the motel manager, and it's just like a real slice of life, real small contained movie, but it's really good. I think his performance is fantastic in it.
So
Anyway,
is this Billy Zane's best role?
I mean, probably. He's in Sniper, he was in Phantom, he's obviously Titanic, I Have a Child. I will say this, he's a real hammy actor, he chews up all the scenery, and it really works for him.
I I always liked him. I don't
I
know.
think it's that kind of acting really sticks out in a movie like Titanic. It's
Mhm.
funny, but it's really suited for a movie like this,
Yeah.
right? Like his like zany, he's almost like kind of like a Freddy Krueger, like a trickster, where he's just like dancing and doing weird shit. It works. So anyway, the cops and Billy Zane they corner him here, and once again, he just wants his property. And obviously, what he's got is something special because he's putting up a fight. He had Jada Pinkett with a knife to her neck, but he's obviously bluffing. They're kind of giving us like little morsels, little breadcrumbs that who's the bad guy and who's the good guy. Even Billy Zane was saying, I know him. He won't touch her
Yep.
because he doesn't really want to. But Billy Zane's looking for a key. It's this weird key that contains a liquid that could or could not be blood.
The blood of
It's
Christ.
it's it's blood. No, it's derived from the blood of Christ.
It's a mixture of Christ's blood,
He started.
but there's still some of it in there, he said.
Yeah, because you can't let it run out.
Yeah.
So you can't let it run all the way down. So it's like it comes down to like whenever it runs out, your time is done, and whoever the current demon knight, their sacrifice has to refill it. So it's really diluted. So
Mhm.
technically, the blood of Christ is still in there, but it's gone through many, many, many generations.
Yeah.
So we're jumping ahead a little bit, but that's what they are. So we're gonna get these little tidbits throughout the story that kind of paint the picture on who the demon knight is and what the demons are. And essentially, they kind of go on to say that, when God created the earth in the before the light came in the times of darkness, that's when these demons existed. And when God let there be light, the demons scattered, and yeah, they've been basically keeping them at bay. And I guess they split up like these keys. There's 7 of them all across the universe, and I guess it's kind of like Mortal Kombat. They have won 9, and this is the last tournament. So no, they've already got the other 6 keys. They've been all over the universe, and the last one is here on Earth. And William Sadler is the knight that's guarding this one. So they're on the tails, and I guess when they get all 7 keys, they return to the world of darkness, which contains a bunch of like guys in costumes with green eyes. It's funny because the demons look cool, but they look so cheesy at the same time. Dude, come on, man. You never thought about putting a car battery up to your nips, dude? I was like, "My nipples are smoking."
Jesus. So some more about the production of this film. So they were still trying to figure out, like I was talking about Tom Holland. They were talking about him. Next,
Mhm,
the script went in the hands of the Pumpkinhead screenwriter Mark Caducci, who sat on it for several years before it was given to Pet Cemetery's Mary Lambert. Mary
mhm,
Lambert had some radical ideas for the script, including casting an African American as Breaker to create the theme that the oppressed people of the earth were also its saviors. Once Lambert went on to direct Pet Cemetery 2, which was theatrical bomb, she could not get people to invest in the film.
mm.
So then it went to
At first, when you were saying that, I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm waiting for it." Like, he coulda William Sadler could have been a black actor, and it would have been just fine, but then, like, she was going for this radical approach to it as to why. That's kind of
the
I
script
get
late
yeah, I mean, coulda worked.
the script later went to Charles Band's Full Moon feature, but budgetary constraints held up the production in limbo. Of course, I mean, how who's going to give money?
Because fucking because band because they wouldn't allow band to film it in his castle, dude. His castle he owns. Like, hey, I got just the set. This place I live in Ireland or wherever it is. Is it in Ireland? His castle he bought.
Yeah,
He
when
just
it,
films everything there.
when it finally made its way onto the desk of Joel Silver Pictures, it was optioned to be the second in the trilogy of Tales from the Crypt theatrical spin-offs.
What was the first one going to be?
Um,
Because this was the first one, but you're saying there was another one that was planned.
yes, theatrical spin-offs. Universal Pictures executive thought that the script had a more potential than the other two films, Dead Easy and Body Count, neither of which were ultimately produced.
Is that the biopic about Ice T?
Yeah, I don't know.
Tales from the Crypt. Dude,
Body
the
Count.
Crypt. Ice T kind of looks like the Crypt Keeper, dude.
The film was quickly sent into production with a tentative release date of Halloween 1994, though it was released in January of 95.
Yeah, 1995, smack dab in the golden era of the 90s. Can we take a second and talk about the sweet ass soundtrack? The film opens up with "Hey Man, Nice Shot," which was just in so much shit back in
Yep.
1995.
Yep.
But and then this also has Megadeth, Diadems, right?
Yep.
Uh,
Diadems. Yep.
yeah, and then it's got Cemetery Gates, which they were playing Cemetery Gates. You could hear it when Lowell from Wings was getting hooked up with the car when he was getting they were fucking him in the room. He was listening to Cemetery Gates while he was getting jolted.
It
Which
had
the man has taste, you know.
a
I,
ministry. Tonight We Murder, Machine Head, My Misery, Demon Knight, Melvins, Instant Larry, uh, Rollins Band, Fall Guy, Biohazard Beaten, Sepultura,
what's this?
Alicia,
What's this? Oh, Policia, nice.
yeah, and then of course Filter, and then Grave Diggers, which is 1-800 Suicide. That
I feel like
soundtrack's awesome, dude. I'd
I
love to
feel
have it
like
on vinyl.
I feel like there's a that's so weird.
Hmm,
That now that you said that, I feel like they did release that on like Mondo or something, and I could have swore like I have this Mandela effect that I bought it, and I don't remember ever getting it. Maybe
oh,
I didn't pull
really?
the trigger on it. Yeah, maybe I didn't pull the trigger on it, but it was available. Man, it's just the OST, you know. like the stuff. But anyway, like I was saying before, we just got a reveal on the real intentions of Billy Zane. So he was exposed for being nefarious. He killed that one cop. He just knocks his fist through his head, which
That
is
was
really
sweet.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have found out that he desperately needs that key, and but the blood inside is what keeps him from getting the key because it's like garlic and holy water to a vampire. And so when he was getting Dick Miller to hand it over, he's like, "Oh, could you? This is a gross liquid. Could you pour that out? Because you can't touch it. Could you pour it out and have someone else put it in the case?" So anyway, that's where we're at. He's out of the house now, and he just did like an Ivan Ooze thing where he created all these fucking ooze monsters. Because what Ivan Ooze does, right? He spits and then he creates these ooze monsters. He like cut himself and he sprays this green ooze and these little demons. He's gonna kiss it, dude. It's funny. They kind of look like little pumpkin head
They
things.
do.
Look,
They look like little crypt keepers too when they get bigger
yeah,
in the face.
kinda. But it's I guess it wasn't really clear. No, it is. So I guess they actually do actually end up wiping them all out, but uh, it kind of almost kind of gives like a Night of the Demons vibe.
It does. I
Like
think they look pretty cool, dude, I think.
but they also go that angle of it almost kind of feels like they're going for that angle of survive the night, once the sun comes, but they don't. It's just they happen to kill all of them and then it's like daylight or
Well,
whatever.
they
But
talk about surviving the night, but
yeah, but they don't make it. They just William Sadler just says it as like the only plan we got right now is to survive the night. Like basically saying, well, let's just stay alive. I think that's
yeah,
all he means by it.
okay.
But yeah, there's because that wouldn't be a big deal if it was just Night of the Demons and they had to survive the night till sun up. Just fucking guard the windows and just play Yahtzee.
Yeah, to kill these things, you have to shoot them in the eyes,
Mhm.
which is cool. I
Aim
just
for the eyes, boys. Aim for the eyes. Light up the eyes. It's Grandpa in the Three Ninjas, dude.
like crazy green light comes out and just wreaks havoc, lightning bolts.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. So they're all invading, and who's gonna get it? Someone's gonna die here before they kind of lock him out and they seal the doors. Charles Fleischer doesn't die quite yet. Maybe nobody dies just yet.
No,
That's a
not yet.
hazard. It's kind of like when you kill one of the xenomorphs, you got to worry about their blood, their defense mechanism, their blood hurting you. It's like these things spray these laser eyes, dude. Like I don't know how he's mastered shooting him in the eyes and the lasers going around him, but Charles Fleischer just got blasted by him when he shoots one, dude.
I always thought it was
So
kind of cool how the blood on the doors and everything like that to keep them out. Because
yeah, but like as he said, the blood, once the blood runs out, you can't let the blood run out because then you're donezo. But so and whenever the blood runs all the way to the bottom, you got to pass it along. And that's what he does. So every time he drops blood in one of these, that's some of his life, basically,
yeah,
which I don't know what would, I don't know. Is there something, I don't know if they fill it in. Is there anything that's preventing him from putting more of his blood in there to keep it replenished? Because all he does is fill his blood into it when he passes it
I
on. Or
wouldn't think so.
maybe his blood's only good once he passes it on. Because right now it doesn't have his blood. It's got like, you know,
That's what it is.
it's got the previous guy's blood in there.
Because you have to put it in their hand, and then you have this flashback to the sacrifice of Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're gonna get those. You're gonna get all these like Rambo Vietnam flashbacks in this, but it's like with yeah, the crucifixion and all
The
that stuff.
crucifixion, not the sacrifice. Yeah,
Yeah, the
crucifixion.
crucifixion. It is kind of It looks cheesy. It kind of looks like Chuck E. Cheese, but it is
Mhm.
kind of creepy when you see the demon with the hood at the crucifixion and stuff like that. It's like
Oh yeah,
so cliche all over the place. Lowell here, Thomas Hayden Church. Whenever you have a group in peril, you've always got to have that one loose cannon guy that basically puts the whole group in danger because they're an idiot. He's basically the Hans Bubby, I'm your white knight. He's that
he's
guy.
the Roach. Roach is the name, right?
Roach is his name, but they always have that. They always have that guy that's selfish and he ends up getting,
That you
putting
hate,
everybody
you want
else.
him dead. Yeah,
Well, he puts everybody else. He's a plot device. So like they were getting nowhere, but you have to have Thomas Hayden Church helping Billy Zane out and giving him the key, right?
yeah.
You've always got that guy. So if it wasn't for him, dude, I mean, there's things about it that pissed me off. So Charles Fleischer just got electrocuted by the little green eyes, and they're dragging him in here. He's got the hots, man. He's like in love with this whore. Dude, Billy Zane's so funny here. He's just like coming right in behind him, like, "Oh, come on, man, just let me in." He
Yeah,
seems very likable. Like, "All right, man, come
great
on."
moments.
The editing's cool. Yeah, the way he like just kind of pops into frame sometimes. But
This movie doesn't have a dull moment. I mean, it's nonstop for an hour and a half. It's great.
I I'll say it. She's definitely a Hollywood prostitute in these movies because she's way too good looking to be a real prostitute. That would
Yeah.
be like, you know what I mean? They're always like lot lizards. They've got mileage on them, and she just looks good, dude. Like, I mean, she looks unassuming. She wouldn't need to be doing what she's doing for a living. Let me tell you that.
No.
But there's a couple of plot devices in here. Like, so obviously Thomas Hayden Church is kind of the biggest one, and then he's there to create tension. And then Charles Fleischer, they made him a postal worker just so they could justify going to his room later, and he planned on going postal. He was going to shoot up the post office. So he's reading all our mail. And he's got all these like weapons and grenades, and the grenades come in handy later, right? When CC Pounder, see, I can't say her CCH Pounder. Why? Why
C
would you
is
do?
it CC or CHH?
It's CCH.
Okay.
Why? Just CCH or CC Pounder. CH Pounder. Who's no one in history has ever done the three initials. I'm CCH Pounder. And there's no like dots in between it. She's just CCH. Kind of like down with OPP. It's just like one word. CCH Pounder.
Yeah, you know
I wonder
me.
what the CCH stands for. Probably stands for crusty, cock, holster pounder, crusty cock, hairy pounder. I don't know. Something like that. Terrible
So
name
the
though.
reception of this movie, of course, it didn't do very well. I mean, the audience liked it. Of course, the critics thought it was shit. You
But
got
it
like a
made just enough
42%.
money
Yeah.
to warrant a sequel,
Yeah.
which I'm sure did worse. There's no way this, Bordello Blood had to have done worse.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
But I'd also argue Bordello Blood probably made more money in its syndication because they play Bordello Blood on Comedy Central all the
I
time.
know. And this is the one they don't show. I don't understand that.
Well, it's not Bordello Blood's got Dennis Miller, and it's more of a comedy. It's even more of a comedy. So it kind of had this home on Comedy Central, and this movie, I'm sure they played this on like Sci-Fi and stuff like that, but I just felt like Bordello Blood had this staple home on Comedy Central.
I always remember going to the video store and looking at this, and I love the cover, of course,
Yeah.
and renting this. I think I rented this a handful of times back in the day, but yeah, I never saw it anywhere else other than on the movie shelves.
Yeah. See, I think that looks creepy, those eyes, dude.
Yeah.
That Muppet. So yeah, we're getting a flashback here. We're seeing I'm assuming it's the very first. Well, it can't be the first because they said since the dawn of time. And Jesus Christ obviously came much later than the creation of Earth. So I guess it's not the I'm confused.
So it was
The demons existed,
the dawn of time. God created the demons and
and then when he created light, they scattered.
they scattered. Yeah,
So
that's what they're saying. I mean,
but
yeah,
is it not thousands of years later until like the first vial with Jesus was created? Or what were they doing up until,
that I don't know.
were they yeah, I don't know. I mean, were they
I
just
mean, there's
hunting
some
for
plot holes in there. I mean, I think they did. They did enough of what they needed to do
we're overthinking it. I mean, I've never even thought about that before. So he's having a heart to heart with Mrs. Will Smith,
because
and
Roach just pushed her out the door and was like,
she's like, "I knew you weren't gonna hurt me. Like I just had a feeling about you." I'm like, "Dude, I don't, dude. He looks like a drifter. William Sal looks like a drifter that's gonna slit your throat, dude. Why would you have a good feeling about him?"
yeah.
You know, William Sadler is somebody that wants to fuck Jackie Harris, dude, on fucking Roseanne, dude. You can't trust a guy like that, dude.
Didn't she come up last time we did a Tales from the Crypt?
Yeah, because he had a guest starring role in the late
Okay.
'80s on Roseanne, and he was one of the people that always fawned over Jackie and had a crush on Jackie. I'm like, the Lanford is a small town if, like I said, if Jackie is the dime piece.
I would love to hang out in, Dan's house, Dan and Roseanne's house. I think it'd be so much fun.
It smells like I could smell it. I could smell the furniture, like
Oh,
that
yeah.
old musty furniture. It's like in everybody's that's the kind of furniture that was in everybody's basement in the '90s. Like it was holdovers from like the '70s and '80s, and then it moved to the basement because it wasn't
It
modern
reminds
anymore.
me of going to, like, Travis's house, dude. That's like the Roseanne house.
My grandmother my grandmother's a great example of that in the '90s, up she had her furniture, her, like, modern stuff upstairs, but she had moved, like, all the stuff from the '70s and '80s in the basement where we hung out, and it was
Yeah.
like the Roseanne couch, dude. It was, like, all that stuff. That's where I, like, sat and laid on and watched my console TV, kept my freaking drink on the console TV, dude. I used to watch console TV. I used to watch a console TV that didn't work, and I had another TV on top of the
Everybo
console
that was
TV.
everybody. I did the same thing, yeah.
Because it's like when the console TV shits the bed, that thing is heavy. What are you gonna do? Get rid of it? No, it's
Y
furniture.
yeah, yeah,
It's furniture too. It's
can't
a
throw it away.
and then like I I remember watching Comedy Central. They used to have those like little like promo segments by comedians. Like you're watching Comedy Central, or and I literally was sitting in like a lawn chair in my basement and I had my feet kicked up on the console table that didn't work anymore, and I was watching a smaller TV on top of it. And Jeff Foxworthy was like the buffer. He comes on, he's like, if you're watching this on a TV sitting on top of another TV, you might be a redneck. And I'm like, fuck. He didn't call me out for the lawn chair though.
Oh, man.
I felt attacked.
That's
So
funny.
so Charles Fleischer, Lowell here is trying to get in Charles Fleischer's head. We got to get out of here because he's already thinking about like for, I think he jumps way too fast to like let's just give this demon guy what he wants. Like why?
Well,
What?
I mean, he doesn't know the extent to it. I mean, at some point, you're just like, might
I
as well just
What are you talking about? Like he's just like, hey, let's just give him what he wants. They just want him. Like he's an idiot. It's kind of like what do you have to see? It's like I don't know if we saw it or not yet, but it's like when Jada Pink is like, my cat's out there. I'm like, sorry about your cat. I'm like, and when the cat comes back in, he's like, we got to check if it's possessed. He's like, my cat is not possessed. And I'm like, listen, this guy, there's demons surrounding your house and a bald guy that's like reappearing and he's got blood in a vial making force fields. What reason do you have not to believe him that your cat might be possessed?
yeah, I guess I really didn't think that deeply,
People are
yeah.
being way too skeptic past the point of rational skepticism. I'm like, look
Yeah.
what's going on right now. Like, why would you not believe it at this point?
Well, did they know it was demons at this point? Like, I mean, they could obviously see that they could be, but I
Does
mean,
it matter? It's just,
it'd be hard to
dudes.
believe, man.
Well, he's telling you what they are. And then they're jumping through the window and they look like demons. They're getting shot in the head and fucking lasers are coming out of their eyes when they explode. And then you have Billy Zane reappearing like Freddy Krueger and he's doing blood. Come on, dude. Like what
Yeah,
if they're
that's
not
true,
demons,
that's
what are
true,
they?
that's
We're
true.
getting into semantics here. There's
Yeah,
something
you're
weird.
right, you're right, you're right, you're
Like I'm
right.
sorry, they're aliens. I don't know what those
Yeah.
they're not of this earth.
Oh, this
That's
is
not.
this look at this part. This part's creepy, man.
What is it? It's the where they find the mine.
Oh, she turns into the what where are you at? What,
It's where Billy Zane's getting into her head talking about I
yeah,
love you.
yeah,
You're like
the
probably a
the
couple seconds ahead of
prostitutes.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're just like you're I think you're a few seconds ahead of me.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
it always creeps me out though, the Billy Zane stuff when I was a kid, like, cause
he
yeah,
almost
you think
convinced
it's Freddy
me. He's
Krueger.
got like his ASMR voice. He's
Yeah,
like, "Just looking for love? I can give you that." I'm like,
yeah.
"I'm here, Billy Zane.
I
I'll join your freak off any day. Just talk me to sleep. Give me the love I've been dying to
He does
have."
have a great voice, man, I give him that.
Once again, I can only assume that he's getting into their brains and like almost brainwashing them because there's just no way logically she would buy into this because we know he's the bad guy. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, she's right. I do want love. Okay, I'll let you in. Like, oh yeah, yeah. He's like, I can give you that. Like, yeah, okay, I'll let this demon in and be the
He's
love of
standing
my
out there
life.
with dead roses. That's so
I
funny.
love it, dude. I love how she's just like Professor Xavier talking into her mind,
Yeah.
and it's kind of creepy.
The boyish face, Billy Zane. Oh gosh.
He's like tilted.
He holds his hand up.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Look, it's like the slow zoom in, dude.
And
You can almost imagine if you turn the
he
volume down, it could be a Richard Marx
or
video.
he does that. He wipes her tear,
Wherever you
dude.
go. Oh yeah,
Oh,
that he does it like a yeah, he's good. What? Yeah, this is pretty cool.
rubs her lips.
Watch.
Yeah,
I want to see the
she's getting
tear.
all hot. She lets him in.
Why doesn't he like finger her?
I thought that's
I
where they're going.
If he
Honestly,
could like wipe away a tear,
yeah,
why doesn't he stick that thumb inside her pussy? I'm just saying.
I thought that's where they were going. But
Shove that middle finger up the asshole, maybe.
all right, that's enough.
No, it's not. Todd gets uncomfortable, but he's okay sharing like gay sex. He loves it, dude. He trolls our groups all the time with these freaking Meek Mill's gay sex audios, dude. But that's enough when I talk about putting a finger in a woman because there's not enough men.
No, I just think it's funny. I do topical content on those chats. Stuff that's
Okay.
actually coming out right now.
And
So,
Billy Zane's powers during the scene we're watching is not topical. I do think it
well, it's
is.
topical to this, yes, but I'm just saying, like
Exactly.
in our chats, like I don't bring up Billy Zane. You know.
I know. So I have to get it out of my system because we're talking about Billy Zane.
Okay,
Now's the
okay, okay,
time.
okay.
Now's the
Gotcha.
time.
So now
Making
she's
Todd uncomfortable
seducing
here.
him.
He should have fisted her. How about that? You want to take it further? Okay, anyway. So she's possessed by Billy Zane and
I
she's
want to get
now
monetized again.
what?
Said I want to get monetized again.
We're gonna get monetized, man. Trust me.
Uh,
I figured out how it works. It's okay. I'll tell you what was demonetizing us. It was the buzzwords. It was TRUMP. It was VAX. It was all that stuff. YouTube
really?
doesn't give a shit about asshole and
Hmm.
a pinky and an asshole. It's just really not. You know, it's just it's not. They do if it's like the first minute or two of the video. I don't know what the exactly that number is, but it's like at the start. But
Hmm.
you can be deep into it and you could say a word or whatever, it's fine. Just don't say whatever buzzword is like, controversial. If it's something that Mark Zuckerberg scrubbed from his platform, it's probably not going to be allowed on YouTube.
Yeah.
Actually, me saying Zuckerberg is probably a no-no for all I know. You know what I mean? So it's invisible guidelines. Nobody knows. But anyway,
And she looks pretty cool as a demon.
yeah, you're a little ahead of me. That's all right. But yeah, so he got the best of Charles Fleischer, and yeah, she was eating him, and she looked good. Some of the, like I said, some of the costume work looks like very Chuck E. Cheese, Billy Bob's, but then you get some of the stuff like Night of the Demons that looks really cool.
Hmm.
Like that looks neat.
The whole
Like she
tongue
looks
thing's
really.
awesome.
Oh, it's really cool. Oh, and the tongue just like penetrates the hole.
Yeah, it's like
Like
whipping her.
that looks really really cool. Yeah, he kind of looks like Chuck from Ernest, that fat cop dude.
Oh, and rips her arm off. I wasn't expecting that when I first saw this movie when I was a
And
kid.
she takes it like a champ.
Yeah.
And she's like not even
Like,
complaining
"Give me
about it.
my vodka."
That was like Dr. Tongue, dude.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, she just rips her arm clean off like it's made of paper mache. I love it. And then that's what Billy Zane's gonna try and tempt her with the fruit of her arm served on a platter,
I
dude.
thought they were gonna try to cauterize the arm like
Well,
they
yeah, I
do in
don't
the
well,
movies.
they cut off all the power. So I thought about that as well because they're talking about like she's not gonna make it. I'm thinking we'll just cauterize it. But they cut off all the power. They would have to use candles. I don't know if they have candles, but they don't have any source of electricity. So I guess I don't know
Yeah,
how they would do
true.
that, but um,
Well, and Roach
yeah.
has a lighter. I mean, he smokes.
Try to cauterize a big fat arm like hers with a lighter,
Well,
dude. Like,
she just dumped a bunch of alcohol on it, so it'd go up in flames.
oh, you're right. Yeah, people weren't using their noggins in this, I guess. This is pre Sandman, Thomas Hayden Church. He played Sandman in that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man
I
movie.
always remember him in that Sideways movie. I thought he
I
was
never
good in
actually
that.
watched it.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, I know. It kind of like elevated his career at a point. It was a
Mhm.
big indie movie and he was in a lot. He got movies like Spider-Man 3 off the success of Sideways and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the guy from Wings. It seemed a little out of left field, but so I just don't know why you're fucking with William Sadler at this point. He's this bully. He's this guy that's like this alpha male, and he feels threatened by a new guy that they're all following. Like he said, wait downstairs. Like I'm like, "Yeah, dude, if there's a guy that comes in here and knows what the hell's going on and he's like the pro, I'm gonna do everything he says in this situation." Like, "All right."
Why doesn't William Sadler just let him go outside and be like, "Hey, yeah, you guys go out, run outside, and try to get help."
Yeah, it should
And
be
then,
all about the greater good at this point. Like, "Look, I'm trying to save humanity here. If this guy wants to be an asshole," kinda like when they're like, "Yeah," he keeps arguing, "Who's with me? I'm going outside." I would've been like, "You're free to go. Just know you're not coming back in."
yeah,
That's all I would say. Like, "You wanna go, you don't wanna come back in because you wanna leave." I'm just saying, when you inevitably want to come back in, you can't come back in. Just let him. I don't know why he's, like, demanding why he was strong arming Thomas Hayden Church to staying so bad. I don't know why he's so stupid, Frank, because it's like, you have to know, if this key is that important, why are you even fucking around with a loose cannon like Thomas Hayden Church that is going to, like, at least look, he's zoning out right now, letting him bust open this entryway.
yeah.
Dude, I get it. You're kind of like having a freak out tweak moment, but why are you letting him do this? If it's that important,
I don't know.
kind of like when he apologizes to him later and then he pickpockets him. Why are you carelessly keeping this key that is the savior, the protector of all mankind in the universe, and you've got it in like your jacket coat loose pocket? It's like the loosest pocket in the world. Hugs him and he just takes it out, dude. I'm like, are you fucking mad? You
This is
act like you've been around 120 years because you have.
this is kind of a something I never understood about this movie. So they have like some sort of mine shaft here or some sort of mine, and they end up back in the house. Does it just go turn around in a circle, or what
Oh,
happened
I
for
don't.
them to come back in the
Well, no,
house,
no,
or were they just
they turn
chased?
around. No, they turn around. They're going through the mine, and remember he's creating seals as he goes, but Thomas Hayden Church breaks it. So
Oh yeah, he
that
shoots it. Okay,
they go through the mine, and this is where the family from the beginning comes back with the Chucky kid and his dad,
yeah.
and the parents are like zombies, they're demons now, and, he blocks them in, but then Thomas Hayden Church, it was his boss, he's like, "This is for 4 years of minimum wage, motherfucker," and he blows them away through the fucking force field, and he's like, "You broke the seal," and then they have to run back inside. Once again, at this
He
point,
didn't have enough blood in there. I mean, he's using the blood like it's nothing.
I know, you'd think he must not be hunting these things 365 days a year, because does he only have to hunt these things, like, once every decade? Why does
That's
he have
what
so
I
much
was
damn
kind of
blood?
curious about. Or did they not hunt him? I mean, does Billy Zane or one of these head
It's po
demons just keep
maybe
coming
it's
after him, or what?
I kind of, maybe he's always on the lam and on the chase, but they don't catch up to him that often.
Mm.
Maybe because if they don't catch him, but all I know is he was trying to something to do with the. Oh, you know what? He probably doesn't have to do it often because he explains that it has to be 7 people, 7 stars aligned. All it's the timing's perfect, so it can't. It's got to be once every in a blue moon,
Oh, so
and that's
7
why.
people have to be together or something?
Well, that's why he went to the hotel because he thought it was safe because there's only 5 people there, and then Lowell and the other guy came, and it turned to be 7. So it's like the equation has to be perfect. The stars literally have to align, and, and he gets the sense with his hand and all that shit. I think when he showed up and it showed the tattoo change, I think that was maybe indicating. I don't know if that's reading the stars aligning in the sky or if it was sensing that there was only 5 people, in the hotel. I don't really know, but yeah, it's not. It has to be a perfect storm of events for them to do what they're doing.
So why
So
did
yeah,
Jada Pinkett get on the bus with a bunch of people at the end of the movie? Because there's more than 7 people on the bus. Does it have to be exactly 7?
it's confusing because why was there a new demon hunting her in broad daylight if the stars have to be aligned and there's all
Yeah,
like you know what I mean? There's like a whole bunch of stuff that has to be in place, and yeah, I don't know. And she blocked the doorway or whatever. And first of all, if I was that bus driver, I'd be like, "Bitch, what are you doing?
yeah,
What are you pouring? Is this an explosive? What are you liquid? What are you doing?"
yeah.
1 second, best. But and then I would be like, "Why is my fucking door glowing?" Just like, "Zrrr." Like, "What the hell did you do?" Um, but that's a cool ending, and that's very much an ending like you'd get in any of these anthology horror
Yeah.
shows. I love it, like, I'll wait for the next one.
Mhm.
I love it. Hey, very, very interesting, Thomas. Hopefully, we'll see some TV movie commentaries at some point. TV movie commentaries,
What
what can
TV
we
movies
do?
are you,
I'm pretty sure Zach and I did Psycho 4 back in the day. That's a TV movie. What other TV movie could we do? Should we do should we do the Amy Fisher story and the Joey Buttafuoco with what's her name? What was her name? Alyssa Milano playing Amy Fisher. I used to have to watch all those like TV movies back in the day with my grandma.
Uh,
Demon takes the form of whoever it wants, I guess. Yeah, they're gonna be a little loose with some of this logic.
I guess we could do like Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. Ghost Watch, that's always good.
Oh
See,
yeah, we could do that. I still haven't even seen that yet. Hang on, someone's at the door. Oh my god, Will, no, it wasn't me. Dick Miller has survived a long time for a Dick Miller movie. Let me tell you. Like, doesn't Dick Miller like always kind of get it? He's not. I don't. He's not really in
he always plays the
movies.
drunk.
Yeah, or he wasn't drunk in Gremlins, but in he kind of. There's something about him, like in Gremlins 2, he's like perceived to be crazy. Like anyway, I always like to, me, I always like to imagine what if Rambo was in these situations? If Rambo was in this house, how would Rambo do against demons and Billy Zane?
I think he did
Billy
pretty
Zane
well.
Billy Zane would just get to his head about Nam, dude.
Oh,
He'd be like, yeah, he would. He'd be like, "Look, you're just looking for a home, Rambo. I can give it to you. Let me in. I can bring back all your buddies. I can make the torture stop."
you don't have to be a snake tamer anymore, Rambo.
Evil Tunes Dick Miller. Well, Evil Tunes Dick, or you get the Evil Tunes Dick Miller where he doesn't die, but he's like he shot it for one afternoon. He's like in like one or two scenes, like Evil Tunes. Dick Miller liked to be basically as long as you had a craft service table and you had like a lot of naked jugs in the movie, Dick Miller was on board. Like, yeah, okay, I'll be a part of this.
He lived till he was 90, Dick
Yeah,
Miller.
he lived a good life.
Yeah,
Lived a good life.
that's crazy.
You know what movie featuring Dick Miller I think I've never been able to gel with and I think is kind of overrated? I've never been able to get in a shopping mall.
I like Chopping Mall.
I've never been able to get into it. I guess it's okay. I don't know. I just don't think it's great. One of these days, maybe it'll click with me. But once again, that's another like shoehorn Dick Miller part. He kind of became like a bigger version of Buck Flower, dude, where he's just you call Dick Miller, dude, and you put him in all these movies, and he doesn't have to be in there long. You just have to have that Dick Miller appearance. So here we're getting a flashback. I guess he's from World War One, and I'm guessing that's his CO, and his CO was the Demon Knight of the time, and he's
Mhm.
passing it on to him. He's like, "Here, man, take my blood."
So Dick Miller was in Route 666. Did have you
Yeah,
seen that?
yeah, with Lou Diamond Phillips
Was
and
that any
Laura
good?
Petty.
I think
S-
we might have talked
Fucking
about that.
terrible.
Oh,
It's
really?
absolutely terrible. Yeah, I put it in our group chat one time. I was talking about, and Goat was like, "Yeah," it's like basically called it a fake. He calls those movies fake movies. Like it's too bad to see. Yeah, Lou Diamond Phillips was stuck doing fake movies like this because they're just bad. Because Lou Diamond Phillips was a good actor. Don't
Oh, he's he was
unless you ask T-shirt Joe, who just rips him apart. Because that T-shirt Joe reviewed Route 66, and he said, so, so he was railing all over Lou Diamond Phillips as like the worst fucking actor representing their race, and he's not even of their race.
he he's hysterical. I love all his reviews.
Yeah, he's really, really funny. But Route 666 starts off promising, and then it goes off the rails because it starts off as like a road hostage movie. You got Lou Diamond Phillips and you got Laura Petty, and they're cops, I think. I mean, I'm already kind of forgetting. I think maybe they're not cops. I don't even remember if they're the bad guys or whatever. All I know is somebody's running from the law and they're going through Route 66, the desert and stuff like that. And that part's cool. But then when they get to Route 666, it's like a cheap Tarantino or Robert Rodriguez knockoff where it's
Hmm.
kind of being like, what's it called? Dust Till Dawn, where all of a sudden Route 66 turns out they get on a stretch of the highway that's haunted and there's demons on it. And then it just takes a turn for the worse, man, and they're terrible. It's haunted by like this dead chain gang dude, like that used to work on the road, and it's real bad. And it's got this weird shutter effect, like with like it does this like stupid hazy shutter effect that looks so cheap, dude. It's bad. Yeah, Dick
I did
Miller.
get the
Go ahead.
first Power, on Blu-ray not too long ago. I haven't watched it yet, though.
I remember that movie was kind of taboo in our household. like, because my mom liked Lou Diamond Phillips back when that movie came out. It got a little bit of a controversial press run because of, obviously the nature of it and the First Power and the pentagram and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and, 'cause Lou Diamond Phillips was still a name at the time. This is still when he's, like, a thing, and my mom loved it. She's like, "Oh, we can't rent that." My grandma was like, I think my mom did rent it, but didn't tell my grandmother about it. We were living with him, and I don't think I was too young. I didn't watch it, so I still never seen it. Is it good, though?
I haven't watched it yet. I've been wanting
Mm.
to see it because people have been saying that it's solid.
You wanna watch him in The Night Stalker where he plays a 50-year-old Richie Ramirez, dude?
Yeah, I want to see that, and then I also want to see him in the new La Bamba, La Bamba 2.
The remake?
Yeah,
They're remaking
yeah.
I seriously doubt he's gonna be Richie in this.
Well, he's in it. I mean, I'm sure
Is
he's gonna
he?
be a cameo in it or
Are
something.
you sure? You're already casting it, and you don't know.
That's what I
Like, well,
thought.
he's
I
in it.
read that. Remember, I sent you something online about
I'm
it.
sure they're gonna put him in it just for, like, a nod, but, you know, who wants that? I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Yeah, Dick Miller, in Howling and Terminator, I think The Terminator is his crowning achievement. I mean, I don't know why. Once again, it's just a bit part, but so memorable. "Hey, you can't do that. Wrong." Which that 4K comes out, fairly soon, I think.
Which one?
I am The Terminator.
Oh yeah, I already heard about it getting kind of railed.
I mean, everybody's gonna rail this shit. I just don't care anymore at this point. It is what it is. Like, it just is what it is. Like, no matter how much you complain, you know what it's gonna be. Jim Cameron's doing it is what it is. So, you can either just watch your old Blu-ray, like, because that thing got put out on, like, 4 or 5 different transfers on Blu-ray, and they were all shitting to the last one, and the last one was pretty good. So, if you don't like the 4K, that's totally fine. Just
Yeah,
watch your fucking Blu-ray.
just watch
But
Blu-ray.
the curiosity in me, I'm gonna get it. I just have to see. I'm so curious. I have to.
Yeah, I wish a boutique would pick that up someday.
But the movie's so gritty, I just don't want that one to be too cleaned up and too bright.
No one's going to.
Well, I heard, I think a lot of people are so quick to jump to conclusions because of the previous films that have come out, but I also heard some pretty non-biased reviews too that people watched in advanced copies, and they're like, "It's not that bad."
Oh, that's
Like,
good.
so I don't know who to believe. I'm gonna see it for myself. It's gonna be cleaned up, but, like, from other people that have reviewed it, it's not like Aliens, it's not like T2. Its nature is a much darker movie in general, so it's like, it's probably not.
If I
We'll
end up
see.
getting it, I'm just gonna get the standard though, because I wasn't a fan of the steelbook artwork or anything like that.
I don't like any of them.
Well, I'm not. Yeah,
I don't know why these people, like, have a problem just with the classic covers. They feel like they gotta separate their new editions with new art or something. I don't understand it, but it's really dumb. So now he's trying to get into Jada Pinkett's head. She's like, "Oh, like, I get it," portraying her
do you
as,
want to
like,
be beautiful? Do you want to be live forever? Do you want to be young?
and she's like, "No, you wanna travel the world." I
Yeah.
think he's kinda preying on the fact that she's got a record,
Hmm.
and then she's probably being held down. It's like, "I can give you these opportunities." I take it as, like, these opportunities you probably won't have. Um, we got the Nightmare on Elm Street effect here with the hands on the spandex or whatever the
Yeah.
hell it is. Very, very effective. And if I saw that in real life, I'd be like, "Whoa, there's fingers back there." It's like Nightmare on Elm Street. Come out.
William Saller getting his guts eaten.
Yeah. So it was weird when he was dying. Yeah, she's getting the vision of what's gonna happen. When he ends up passing on the Demon Knight power, whatever, to her, it it does he know? Did he know the whole time that he was coming for her?
Yeah,
Or he did
or
know?
somebody,
Okay.
but he knew when he met her. He said that she was the
Mm,
one, whatever that means.
gotcha. Billy Zane, dude, trying to steal your woman right here, man. He's got all the charisma.
Oh God, she's all I have.
Yeah, he likes her, dude. Like, when after it's so weird, that whole thing after he kills, William Sadler, where he's actually trying to court her, and you don't know if he's being for real or not. I don't know. Where he's like, "I love I love I you, and is there any could you like a guy like me?" It's very, very awkward. She just,
I love how she spits in his face here, and then they kind of do like the foreshadowing. What's going to happen later with that?
Yeah. It kinda looked like he was on the receiving end of Diddy, dude, at a
He
freak party.
freak party, yeah, absolutely.
'Cause that didn't look like no spit, dude. Looked like some dick spit. Alright.
Jesus.
I
Freak off is what they call it, a freak off.
if you guys only knew the shit that Todd sends me, dude, I get fucking pissed when I fucking open up that shit when I'm working. So I will say it up till the
Well,
cows come home.
sometimes you get it while you're eating too, and you get really upset.
Yeah, it's like guys, you guys have no idea. Todd, I don't know, like, I question, like, the amount of, like, weird shit that he sent. Like, how are you even, like, finding this stuff? It must be a part of your algorithm now, because like, you're just coming across
Probably.
all this crazy shit on X, dude.
Well, I
It's
have
all like
4 different accounts on X, so I
it's
have,
like
like
chicks with dicks and all kinds of stuff, and he likes to, like, shock us and send it in groups. I'm like, "What the I'm fucking eating."
it doesn't go that far, but yeah,
This it doesn't? It's come pretty close, let me tell you.
yeah. No,
Anyway, yeah, that stuff's not even in my algorithm, like, so it's like he's, like, tainting me, and I fear actually when I open it and it actually, like, goes to my account, I'm like, "Oh, no. Is he tainting my fucking algorithms now?"
no, like I said, I have 4 different ones. I have one for sports, one for movies, one
But I'm
for
saying if you send me stuff and I open it and it opens on my account,
yeah, it's
it's
gonna flood
fucking
your
with my
algorithm, absolutely.
yeah, it's like now I'm getting all it's like, why
Yeah,
am I getting all this stuff? Anyway. Yeah, oh yeah, the Dick Miller, Corey Feldman blooper
we
from The
watched
Burbs.
that. We watched
The
that,
Burbs,
one of
yeah.
the episodes, yeah, it was
Dick
funny.
Miller was not having it. He was not patient for the Feldman, man.
Oh god.
He's a punk
Oh,
kid. This is where okay, so after the scene, that's a little bit of moment of levity where he's spitting on him, dude. He's like, "They hate that."
yeah,
Like, what have we decided breaks the force field? Spit doesn't, but a gun does. Like, oh, this is the best scene in the movie, dude.
oh,
I'm
yeah.
bricking up. I'm bricking up, guys. These are 10s. You can tell these are all like playmates or
I
something.
I love Dick Mill or not Dick, but Billy Zane behind the bar pouring him drinks. "Have another
Oh yeah.
one."
Yeah, he's really, really good. And I don't remember what he says. He says something like, I don't remember. He says something funny. His accent, his dialect he's putting on. I
Yeah,
love that. Like, they should have had him doing like,
yeah.
like, what the hell are you doing, Uncle? What's his name? Uncle what?
Uncle Willie.
Uncle Willie or whatever. Yeah, it's funny. He looks like Michael Rooker here,
"Drink
dude.
up, man, Uncle Willie. Have another one."
I mean, dude,
Uncle
that's a
Willie's in heaven, dude.
absolutely, dude. Yeah, good gushy, a long, hard one. That's oh, yeah. A long, hard one. I don't get it. Like, they act like he's in recovery, but we've already seen him drinking.
Yeah, I mean,
Why is he acting like this drink's gonna send him over the edge? Like, you're literally drunk right now.
yeah, he's an alcoholic. He was drinking the vodka not too long ago.
That's what I'm saying, that he's treating that one like, "Oh god, I haven't had a drink in 20 years. I can't break my sobriety." Did I ever tell that story, dude? That, on that note, my, I used to there was a time where I worked for my dad. My dad was the manager of this restaurant, and there was another manager, and people in the restaurant industry are notoriously drunk,
Mhm.
doing coke in the bathrooms, and my dad was no different. My dad had like a to-go cup, but he had, like, vodka, and he
Yeah,
just fucking just drinking vodka all day long. He was a my dad was a high functioning alcoholic,
yeah.
100%. Not high functioning anything else, high functioning alcohol. My mom, absolutely not a high functioning alcoholic. She was pretty much fall on your face, fucking passed out in
I've
your own
seen her like that, yeah, yeah.
no, my dad, but the thing about my dad is he was always very quiet, stern, and direct. So it never really changed. He didn't get silly. If he drank certain types of stuff, certain types of liquor would make him
Yeah,
angry.
be different, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Whiskey, yeah.
whiskey became
Tequila or something.
violent, violent, angry, terrible. Anything else, just real chill, and you really couldn't tell. It didn't register. Anyway, at a restaurant, everybody's drinking out of the to-go cups. They all look the same. And him and this one manager are doing something in the kitchen on the line. And my dad has his cup there. And the other guy, he accidentally grabs the wrong cup, which is my dad's, and he takes a drink of it. And it was vodka, right? And he starts shaking. He's like, he had been in recovery for like 15 years.
Oh my god.
And he's like, I haven't had a drink in 15 years. And he had to fucking leave. He's like, I gotta go sit down. Like, just get me away from the. And my dad, for the first time in my life, I saw some remorse. He's like, man, I felt fucking terrible. That makes me feel because like he broke this guy's fucking sobriety streak, dude. It's terrible.
That kind of reminds me of Cheech and Chong. Drinks the judge's drink. It's fucking vodka, man.
But the look on this guy's face, it wasn't like spitting it out. It was like he was mortified, like he saw a ghost. As soon as he drank it, he knew. He knew what that was. He was like shaking and trembling.
Yeah, that would be
Terrible.
kind of. I'd feel bad about that too. I mean, that's sad.
Because you were doing something you shouldn't be doing at
Yeah,
work. You shouldn't be. It's like whatever. But harmless. So Dick Miller looks creepy, dude. Demon. I love this dude. Dick Miller's great.
hacked his head off, dude.
And we got Thomas Hayden Church. He's in the middle of brokering a deal with Billy Zane here, which I don't know. Is Billy Zane the devil? Is he just like a I don't know. We don't know what his rank is. Oh, I guess he is have a rank, right? Because he says, it's like, oh yeah, they forgot to tell you that fucking eyeball shit doesn't work on higher level demons or something like
Yeah,
higher level ranks. So he's somebody, but yeah, he's in the middle of doing what everybody does. Hey, Bubby, I'm your white knight. Expecting him to get like a seat at the table or something if he helps him out. That Dick Miller head looks awesome, dude.
it
I want that
does.
head. And then they should have done a Return of the Living Dead here and had that head bite his finger, dude. That's funny, dude. It's like, "Whoa." So, and now if I'm not incorrect, I think we're gonna go back to Lowell. Yep, and he's
Mhm.
brokering the deal. Why would you believe this guy?
At this point, there's no way you can believe him.
It's just like obviously everything the other guy is saying is true. Just ride it out, and
Hold,
he's
hold,
like,
hold on. This is almost the best part, dude. Where the sponge comes out his mouth, dude.
yeah, and it flips out.
I love that part.
I was like, oh, yeah, there's that. What? I wonder how many takes it took to get that to come out
I don't.
perfect like that.
I don't know.
I
I
wonder if it
love
was
that.
hard. I like how he reacts to it after he gets it out of his mouth. He goes,
It,
the taste. But he's like, hey, dude. He's like, but I can kill the rest of them. He's like, yeah. He's like, do whatever makes you happy. Like this guy is literally cool with these demons killing a kid. There's a kid up there.
yeah.
He's a piece of shit. And he's like, oh yeah, do me a favor. Kill
Kill him.
Sadler first.
Yeah.
He's so
Yeah.
bossy. Like, oh yeah, I know he can. Yeah, good. I love.
And he double crosses him. I love
Of
that.
course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I lied.
Yeah.
You can't. Like he could trust a fucking demon, dude. I mean, clearly these are demons, dude. I like
Rip
how
him
he's just
apart.
nonchalantly hanging out next to these things. He's not freaked out. Like, okay, all right, buds. Like, dude, I wouldn't want to be near those things, dude. They got these weird tails, dude. Yeah, I lied.
No, he plays a fantastic villain, Billy Zane, in this. He's
Yeah,
so cheesy over the top.
but it works. Like I said, his hamminess works for this. It elevates this type of material. It's great in Titanic too. It's just
Yeah.
it stands out though. It kind of sticks out in a kind of a weird way when you got a movie with like Kathy Bates and all these other actors that are putting on serious performances. He's a little weird,
Hmm.
you know.
I wonder
I
if
love it, dude. I like how he's kind of a fuck up too, dude. He gets hit in the eye, and what does he say? He said something when he got hit in the eye.
I wonder if William Sadler knew that an eye shot wouldn't kill him.
Oh
Wouldn't
yeah, he
kill
should
Billy
know.
Zane. Okay.
Shouldn't he know?
Sorry, there's a gnat. Yeah, I would think. I don't know.
Okay, so CCH Pounder is about. She's like strapping all these grenades to her chest that they found in Roger Rabbit's room. Which, by
Yep.
the way, like I said, so weird, dude. Like that he was going to be like this postal employee that was going to shoot the place up, but because that was the thing. I think there was like one story in the '90s that entire expression came from going
Yeah.
postal.
Yep.
I don't know if it was like a string of events or just like one major event where a disgruntled postal worker shot up their work, and it ever since then the whole going postal has been the thing. Like, oh,
They
you're gonna
made
go
a
post.
video game called Postal. I used to love that back on PlayStation 1.
Yeah, so it's just lived on, and it's become a stereotype. Every time you see like, especially in the '90s, you'd have a postal worker. Sinbad did it too. Remember Sinbad played it up on, what's it called? Jingle All the Way?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
"Sick people,
I
sick
got
world, sick people."
I got an explosive device.
It's like, what did he say? Like, "I work at the post office. You know I'm crazy." Like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
But it was just this whole thing, man. And I love how he's reading the comic here, and the comic kinda comes alive.
Yeah. He gets
And
possessed by the comic.
that's
I
enough
think
to
it's
possess
cool.
them.
Yeah.
They don't really, establish how they're able to get possessed,
Yeah.
because he can't enter the home. I know he's technically in the home now because Lowell let him through, but he can't enter the home, but he was still able to possess the prostitute from outside and
Mhm.
getting in their head. He's able to look at the kid in the eye through a book, and he possesses them. Like, where's the logic? He possessed Dick Miller and got into his head through the titty dream before when he was still locked out. Like, I don't know where the logic is,
I
you know?
I think once Dick Miller took that drink, he was gonzo, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Uh,
yeah, if you take the bait, any of the bait, then you get
I wonder why,
possessed.
but William Sadler should have told him, because he clearly knows the rules, because he was talking about the cat they could possess, you know?
Well, I think just like this kid took the bait with he saw a comic book and he took the bait.
Yeah, but that's not like a Dick Miller thing. Okay, so Dick Miller was his he was a slave to alcohol. And then the prostitute, look at that, looks awesome.
Yeah.
That that the tongue is fucking his chest, dude.
Oh
It's
yeah.
fucking that's gnarly looking.
Yeah.
It's really, really gnarly looking. But, the prostitute, her sort of insecurity was probably her daddy issues and the prostitution thing, and she was looking for love. This kid was just reading a comic book. Like, I don't really see the angle, like, how they got him. You know what I mean? It's just like they weren't tempting him with anything. He was just reading a comic book.
Well, he's probably tempted. He's found the comic up there. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, here's the part where he pretty much passes the torch to Jada Pinkett.
Mhm, and he's gonna sit there and, like, fill up the vial,
Yeah,
pumping his abdomen.
got his
I
heroic
mean, but how
mouth.
how do you know you're gonna get it like this to where you can do that? Like, everybody that's filled up that vial, they always have, like, a gnarly fucking violent wound that allows them to do it. Like, what if he just had a heart I mean, he's not gonna have a heart attack. He clearly, like, lives forever, I guess, until that vial
Oh,
is
she'd cut him open, take it.
I mean, he'd have to tell her to do that. What if he died unexpectedly and couldn't tell her?
Then that'd be a problem. Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't think Todd would be very comfortable with her being the protector of all humanity,
Why you say that?
because she's not a man.
You make me sound like some sort of sexist.
Anyway, so she's getting all the visions, dude. It just passes on to her, and she's seeing all of it. She's inheriting it. And
She's got the stars, the 7 stars.
yeah, Super Mario RPG, Legends of the Seven Stars. Is that what Super Mario RPG was about the whole time?
A Demon Knight, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so now she's the chick, and Billy Zane's gonna go ham on her, and we're gonna get this whole sequence where he's trying to like romance her, which I find really funny. Uh,
Mhm.
she 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 goes like commando style and like predator, and she instead of mud, she smears her whole body in blood. Which, by the way, so the logic once again is flawed here. So she uses a lot of that blood to smear it all over her body so she can't be touched. Billy Zane is gonna like force her in a tub and rinse it all off her so he can get at her. But you think about it, like, wait a second, that blood is literally her life's blood.
Mhm.
And she just like goes back to his dead body and fills it back up like it's a fucking like fountain drink.
Well, yeah, I mean, she should keep him. I memean, she should have took him with her on the
Took,
bus.
took his body, I'm gonna
Yeah,
drain you. She should have
yeah.
siphoned all his
Oh,
damn blood out, dude.
absolutely, absolutely.
And
Have
they had
gallons
all
and
these like
gallons of blood, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but where's the logic is what I'm saying. Like, so now we know, how do we know that that blood was gonna work? He's dead now. Because it kinda the way I kind of understood it was maybe, like, they have to pass it on before they die, and it's like fresh blood, but William Sadler's dead now.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't explain it, but you just kind of
they
assume.
don't, but yeah, they should have drained him.
He's coming out of the ground like Beetlejuice, dude.
She drains him of everything, and
You
she
know who
takes
would have drained it? You know who would have drained him good? Diddy, at one of those
I
freak offs, dude. Would have drained him real good, dude. He would have made sure he got every ounce. No ounce left I don't know, drank. What do they do with that stuff over there? I don't know. They probably drank it, dude. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure.
What's-
With their Ciroc, drink, yeah, vodka.
Need we remind you, 1,000 bottles of baby oil they seized. I think it was something like 800 and something odd dildos. That's an impressive collection.
That's crazy.
Why do you need so many dildos?
Imagine the smell of that place. It was
I
disgusting.
guess if you're having giant parties, I guess you would want enough to accommodate, but still, 870 something dildos? And, like, whose job is it to sanitize all those? I'm assuming you
Eh,
have so many because you have your big freak parties, but whose job is it? Do you have, like, Consuela in the back? Like, her job the next day is to clean the
they
floors,
yeah,
the sheets?
that's what that video that I sent you, his bouncer or whatever, like, he had people, like, clean the sheets and stuff afterwards, all that.
Just, like, taking a fucking, Rubbermaid tub full of those dirty used little
Probably.
dildos and dumping 'em in the bathtub, dude, just fucking, like, washing them, dude.
It probably did
Can you
hire.
imagine washing, like you're like, "Oh," you got, like, these banana gloves on, and you're, like, in this giant bathtub with filled up with, like, laundry detergent, and you're, like, washing them like dishes, dude, and you're, like, stroking the
Oh,
cock, get all this out there, "Just clean this one, yeah, da 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 da."
probably
Like, "I
did
wonder who this
hire the Merry Maids for that. I'm sure he
I wonder
did.
if this one was inside J.Lo, I'll never know, da da da."
Oh,
I don't Oh, no, that's Meek. I know Meek anywhere. I got that smell down. I'm like a bloodhound for Meek Mills, dude. Jeez. Yeah, 100%. Jada would give it all away for another show on YouTube. She would have sold out all of mankind
and
and
she
the
probably
universe.
she probably already did.
Yeah, she's just kind of a scummy individual, man. She's not very savory.
It's most of Hollywood for you. Now, Billy Zane,
Uh,
on the other hand, he is a stand-up guy. He
he
is a
doesn't have the
great
career he
guy.
should. You know what? He's kind of like in the same realm as Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
He does a lot of the same type of I mean, Eric Roberts gets more work because he literally just is always working, but, um, yeah, I mean
I'd love to interview Billy Zane.
oh, I would love it, yeah, and he's done conventions with his sister too.
Mhm.
Which has gotta be, fun. And I'd be great. I'd be like, "Wow, so what does his sister have?" When they have booths next to each other, Billy Zane's got Demon Knight, he's got Sniper, he's got Titanic, he's got Phantoms, and her sister just has Freddy's Dead. What else was the sister in? Is that all, like, her picture shows?
Probably, yeah.
Like, did she okay? Like, "I'm next to Billy Zane." Like, "Oh, yeah, I was in Freddy's." You know how many people went to that convention? You know, they sit them next to each other because they always do that stuff if there's, like,
Mm,
some kinda that's probably their call, like, "I wanna sit next to my sister." You know how many people probably went there and didn't realize they were fucking siblings until they show up to a convention they're both at, like, "Yeah, it's my sister." You know?
probably.
You look at 'em and she literally looks like Billy Zane with hair, dude. Like, "Oh, what?"
And she probably did better at the convention than he did, which is sad.
I doubt it. You think so? For
Well,
the worst
all the
Freddy movie?
all the Freddy's Dead fans, I'm sure. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
but Billy Zane Freddy is more royal than Titanic at a horror convention, 100%.
Or Demon
Yeah, because
Knight. I
this
mean,
is his own yeah, because this is his only horror film,
yeah.
I think. Yeah, you might be right. So I love this dude when he's like dragging that looks like it hurts so bad, dude, even though it's just like a dummy.
Yeah, I can't touch her because of, the blood.
Wait, Doctor Giggles, that's the last straw. I'm getting on a plane right now. Sleep with one eye open, motherfucker. What? You know, if she wasn't so annoying and she didn't have that haircut, she might be attractive in her young days, you know?
I think she's good looking in this. And she
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of the hair. Like, she looks better with longer hair and stuff like that.
Oh, she had
I mean
alopecia, so that's why she never had long hair.
alright. Okay, that still doesn't make it, like, me want it anymore. Okay, you have alopecia. I'll change my mind. This scene's funny, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't like, she's, like, trying so
Dancing with
he
the
ba
Stars, dude.
yeah, he bathed her, and she took the vial of blood. We got to see her, and she, like, drank it, and she's storing it in her mouth. And for a demon who can, like, get into people's heads and, like, he's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
He obviously can't get into her head because you think he would know. And he does he makes mention of, like, you know, "Why aren't you saying anything?" type of thing.
I didn't
I
even
love how
notice he
his
was shooting his crotch, dude, at her.
oh, duh!
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
funny. Yeah, watch right here. Watch. Oh, wait, you're a little ahead of me.
I didn't notice that last time.
Yeah, look at he's having a wild ride, dude. He's like, "Whoa!" It's pretty funny, man. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And, yeah, because he was offering her beauty and stuff like that. He's like, you don't remember he was like, oh, how did he word it? Where
He's
he's
gonna
like, "Oh,
take her down to nether whatever
he was
the
turned to
hell.
a demon." He's like, what did he say?" He's like, "Oh, you look fucking hideous," or what does he call it? I don't know. How come Billy Zane doesn't have to look hideous? He still gets to be an Adonis that he
Oh
is. It's
yeah,
not fair. I wonder if, I wish all these universes were shared and, like, he lived in the same hell as the Cenobites. Would be great if the Cenobites showed up because this is like
that would
Cenobite
be
lighting.
awesome, dude. Yeah.
Billy Zane should have been the new Pinhead after,
Yes.
Doug Bradley, because he looks like Pinhead, dude,
Yes.
and he's got, yeah, so, I don't know. Didn't he so, once again, logic. She wasn't 100% that would actually do enough to kill him because we already saw him, like, react to, like, touching the blood or whatever and getting touched, but or maybe he didn't actually touch the blood, he was just touching the container that had the blood in it, right?
Well,
Is this the first
she
time?
spit it in his eyes, I think that's why.
Oh, no, I don't know, he said the eye thing didn't help. I
Yeah.
don't know, just a little bit of that blood just, like, sets him on fire. I was thinking that maybe he, like, had some contact with it before, but I don't think he did. I think he just kept touching the vial with the key that had the blood. This is straight out of Hellraiser, like that demon at the
Mhm.
end, dude. So I guess that was his true form. Now we need Cheech Marin to show up as the sun's rising.
Oh, yeah.
"What happened here?"
I got stinky pussy. I got
No, no, the good one at the end where he's like, "What happened here?" He's
uh,
like, "You told us to stop here of all places?"
yeah.
It seemed like a fun time. Okay, so, yeah, it's a new day. She survived the night. That's why it kinda almost seems like a Night of the Demon thing 'cause I guess it's not implied. Maybe she's been sleeping there for a couple of hours. Maybe she, like,
Yeah.
killed him and some time passed. But yeah, she instantly gets the knowledge. She doesn't need a guide or an instruction manual. Look, he's been sitting there for hours until morning, and she can just fill him up with cold blood. He would be rigor mortis would have set in.
Oh, absolutely.
I just don't see it. And she's getting on this bus, and yeah, I don't understand the logic because I thought, the only reason they
Yeah,
were
the
doing
bus
that is
driver's
because
staring at her. Like, "What the hell are you doing?"
we are a couple seconds ahead of me, but yeah. But like I said, I don't understand the logic of how this demon's chasing her now. Because it does imply that okay, well, she's always on the lookout, and this blood would not last. Look at that. It would
No.
not last. You would be fucking if they were constantly on your tail, that blood would be gone in a week.
Yeah.
So I just kind of feel like this is a bit of a plot hole. But yeah, whatever. Pretend like you're tying her shoes or whatever. That's fine. But then I'd be like, why is my door glowing? You know. Now, do you like the idea that's a new one, or should it have been Billy Zane again? Like Billy Zane came back.
I liked the way it ended.
I think the
I think
predictable thing. I think the predictable thing would have to be Billy Zane
yeah,
again,
yeah, yeah,
and I think it's
which
kind of cool.
yeah, it's different because, I mean, you know that it's gonna be somebody, but it's kinda cool, I think.
Oh, Gushy's right, dude. Is that the same guy? That does just like the guy who's trying to kill Jason Voorhees and Jason Goes to Hell.
Maybe it was.
That's what he's talking about in Jason Goes to Hell, right? That black guy. Wow,
Yeah,
is that dude? I think that is the same. Is that the same actor?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up. I because that looks an awful lot like him. I'm gonna look it up because that's interesting to me. Stephen Williams is his name. Stephen Williams kind of looks like Louis Gossett Jr. too.
Because she
Let
said
me
it's
just see.
not him.
It's not, but he was in Route 666.
Oh,
It comes
jeez,
full
everything
circle.
everything goes back to Route 66. I need to watch this
Wow.
movie now.
No, you don't. But we could have Diamond Phillips exploitation, dude.
Hell yeah,
Uh,
man.
so this bookend's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this when I was watching this back in the day. Like to our big screamy ear, like
Mhm.
all his little pun. Dude, my throat is so fucked up, dude. I can't even do it. I can't get that high. But
Oh, you can do
yeah,
it. You can get it.
I can't. My voice is so. I've been talking too much this week. You know, between the podcasts and work and stuff like that, I've been talking a lot. It's the guy from 21 Jump Street. Yeah,
Mm.
okay. This is a great ending. You know what's funny is I don't really remember any of the bookend Crypt Keeper stuff with Bordello. Do you?
No.
This one I remember. I
Yeah.
always remember, like, he's making the movie,
Yep.
and, this one's very clever. It's his first the movie outing, and, he's directing the movie. It ties in.
The guillotine, yeah.
I feel like Bordello Blood is definitely just like the TV show where it's just any old, like, thing. There's no tie into it being a big budget thing. I don't get why they'd be trying to kill the Crypt Keeper, but he seems to love it, so why am I
There's
gonna
supposed to be
argue?
an Easter egg after the credits. I didn't know about that.
I don't know if I've seen either. He's like, "I did ask for final cut." Yeah, I don't know. Is there an Easter egg? I'm not
Uh,
gonna stick around for it. I mean, you can fast forward if you want.
Let me fast forward it.
Oh, Doctor Giggles, thanks a lot, Aaron. You got me beat up by Will Smith. I missed the whole dang commentary. Yeah, go ahead and fast forward and tell us if there's a thing at the end.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm gonna look at Dick Pounder. I can't miss it. I see it every time, dude. I never skip it. When we get to that cast, dude.
Yep. Uh, he's talking.
There,
Let me see what it says.
it's possible I've seen it. I just don't remember. Let's see. Hmm. I don't see it. Where is it?
Uh,
I don't. There's nothing on my digital file. What are you watching it on?
I'm watching it on Amazon Prime Stars.
Mm, yeah, I think it just ends. I think it just ends. But what is? There's actual footage.
Yeah, Crypt Keeper pops back up.
Hmm.
He's like, "Still
Yeah.
there, creeps? What's the matter? Didn't get your
Yeah.
minimum deadly allowance."
Interesting. Yeah. Maybe I don't think I've ever seen that, and it's not on the digital file, so I feel a little cheated there. But yeah, this will get released on 4K. It's just a matter of time. Hopefully, when they do, they don't do like Bill and Ted, and they just give us both of them at the same time. It annoyed me how they gave us Bill and Ted 1 on 4K, and we didn't have 2 or 3. And then they released the box set with 2 and 3, and it's like, well, now we have to double dip on the first one. You could have bought them a la carte, but just release them at the same time. So stupid.
Yeah, so that Easter egg, he promotes the sequel to this, or the next one to come out, was just called Dead Easy.
Oh, I have seen that, and they never made it.
Never made it. Yeah,
I do remember that.
yeah.
I think I've only watched it once. I'll have to watch it on YouTube because it's not on this version. Yeah, it'd be interesting when we do Bordello Blood next week. I'm interested to do some research into Bordello Blood on why Bordello Blood's the one that got made. Because yeah, they had so many different scripts and stuff. I kind of I want to go on the deep dive of all these almost was crypt movies. But
I would love
yeah,
to see Mary Lambert direct this, though. I mean, maybe she would have put Edward Furlong in this.
and that would have made it good or something.
Hell yeah, dude! He could play the leading role, and I think he'd be excellent.
It was so funny, dude. I was watching I follow Eddie Furlong and he's always like going on Instagram live and stuff like that, talking about his like con appearances. And he was like in Japan and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be at this fest." And I was like, "You got like an upward shot?" He's like, "And yeah, I know I look like shit. I'm tired." Like, that's it, you're tired? And he just looks like I get it. People age. He looks like a fucking ghoul. He looks like he looks like Lon Chaney Jr. Lon Chaney,
Oh,
dude.
jeez, dude.
He looks like the Phantom, dude.
Oh,
I know, but the problem is he looks like Lon Chaney. But it's not the fact that he's aging, it's the fact that he just doesn't care about himself. His hair's like always a fucking looks like he just rolled out of bed. He's wearing like just like what looks like clothes for 3 days straight, dude. Uh, I don't know. Um, taking pride in how you look would go a
I
long
never
way
knew
there.
anybody that died before.
But I love how he just acknowledged it. Like, yeah, I know I look like shit. Anyway, I just woke up. It's like, well, at least you said it. So I have to say it. I love
We
that he
should do
don't.
Pet Cemetery 2 again.
I think we have to do. I
Yeah,
think we have to do Pet Cemetery 2 again.
for
Um,
Halloween.
we've done. It's a tradition. We've
Yeah,
done Pet Cemetery so many times with different iterations.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing it again.
I'll do it. I'll do it around Halloween.
We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, did the movie end? Officially, the
Yep.
credits. Did you guys see Dick Pounder? Hopefully you did. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. As a reminder, as of this going up, I think we will have had definitely episode 2 of Tales from the Dark Side up. We recorded the first 2 episodes of Tales from the Crypt. Those are up probably as well. We're gonna keep tackling these series. Let us know what you guys want us to do. I'm on the fence if we should just kind of keep ping ponging in between movies. Of course, we should ping pong between Tales from the Crypt and Tales from the Dark Side with a movie in between. Or should we mix it up more? And instead of going back to Tales from the Dark Side, should we then do a couple of episodes of something like Freddy's
I
Nightmares
think we
or
should do
Friday the
that,
13th?
but that's just my
You want to,
opinion.
no, I'm not against that at all. So, oh, also, we have Night of the Living Dead 30th Anniversary Edition that is live as well now. You guys can check that out on the channel. Turned out incredible. And yeah, if you guys want to help support us, we do have a Patreon linked below. Buy us a cup of coffee. If not, leave a comment, subscribe, like the video. All that stuff is going to help us out.
Follow
And
us
we
on
really can't.
X.
Todd's all about that X. Follow him on X. Follow us on X. Yeah, we're doing well over there. And then again, Todd should communicate with you on X. And if you guys want to leave comments on YouTube, I always get back to you guys there.
Mhm.
And we always are looking forward to hearing what you guys want as requests. But we'll catch you guys later. Bye bye, creeps.